keeps us pitted against one another, and that system that fuels us to stay pitted against one another and looking at each other like we each other's enemy. It's like we just hate, and we look at that other person that looks so much like us, and we hate ourselves so much that we spew out that hate, and we do so much damage. We create so much hurt within the lives of others. That system needs to be broken, man. Like, it really does. And I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know how to do it. I don't have the answers. But I do know it's something that is serious, and it's something that we as the Black community, that we need to come together in solidarity, like we were able to get so many other people to join our movement and come and become one with us. We need to come together as a Black.
Now I'm gonna show y'all a video of young Dolph's Beautiful Queen. Dolph Beautiful Queen speaks on his existence and speaks on the things before he died. The video you're watching, it's moments before young Dolph died, and his wife does a beautiful statement, you feel me, about everybody. It ain't just for Dolph, it's for all of us, and how she feels about her husband before he died. Remember, keyword, before he died. So let's listen to the Beautiful Queen as she gives her synopsis on what's been going on out here in these streets.
Place, you know, just a lot of different emotions from everything that I've experienced. And like, I've been trying to make sense of so much, right? I've been trying to make sense of like just where we are in the times, like in terms of like everything just seeming so hateful, like from police brutality to like non-Black on white crimes. But then like I had to face a tragedy within my own like household, or not household, but my family dynamic, and we experienced Black on Black crime. And for me, that was like something else. It's like we getting all of this hate from all over, from all of these different areas, and then we give that same hate to our own people within our own community, right? And it's just so messed up, because it's like I'm seeing these protests going on as I'm mourning and grieving my brother's loss, you know, and I'm just like, man, like we shouting loud, we're fighting hard for our voices to be heard, for non-Black people to respect us and to realize and acknowledge that Black lives matter, because I do believe, I'm Black, I do believe Black lives matter. But I'm like, what about to our fellow Black peers and just our community? Like, why don't we treat our lives like we matter amongst one another? You know, like, I know more people that have died at the hands of a Black person committing a crime against them than I do personally know someone who's been murdered, or, you know what I'm saying, attacked by a non-Black person. And although I know I'm not trying to diminish the value of, you know, us experiencing police hate crimes and, you know, police brutality that's driven by racism or whatnot, I'm not diminishing that, but it's just still very hurtful to me that even once we get a conviction, or we get bills to be put in place to where non-Black people have to value our lives, what about what remains within our own communities where we don't value each other? And so it breaks my heart, because literally my heart is broken, because I lost such an important person to me due to a senseless crime, you know, and it was his Black brother. Like they even discussed, my brother even tried to be like, look, we're gonna be responsible men, we're gonna handle this decently, let's come up with an agreement. He tried to do that, and that wasn't good enough. It's just death over honor, you know, like literally that's the code that people live by, and especially within our community, and we hurt each other time and time again. And I'm just like, what are we gonna do about that? Like, I've never experienced this type of pain before, but I know it's so many people that have. They've experienced this, and I'm just like, what can be done? Literally, I was just watching, you know, a news clipping where someone pulled in front of a house and let off like 70 rounds, right? And I get that it's all type of backstories and reasonings behind, but really, like, man, it should not be no reason like for you to bring so much havoc, wreak so much havoc on someone else, you know what I'm saying? Take lives, like, without even thinking about everybody else that's associated and attached to these lives and what it will do for them, man. Like, it's so much of that, and it's like a vicious cycle. You know, you hurt my family, I'm hurt yours. I hurt your family, you gonna hurt mine. And it just keeps going. And it's like, what are we gonna do to combat that? What are we gonna do to end that? How can we protest against that? How can we shame the people within our community to like the utmost way of shaming someone? I don't know, like, what to do, you know, but putting our heads together, like, when are we gonna come and put our heads together to figure out what can be done? And that's where my head has been. And I've just been silent because it's like, I don't want to come off like, oh, my hurt is bigger than, you know, everybody else's hurt or anything like that. But it's just like, my hurt is real. I got to acknowledge it. And this is like, I really wonder, like, what are we going to do? Like, I'm literally stuck in this place where I'm realizing, like, we don't value our own lives. Like, I was robbed, like, about 2007, I was robbed at gunpoint in Detroit. And two black men, like, they robbed me at gunpoint, right? It was during the holidays. And it was like, they didn't look at me like I was their sister, like I could be, you know what I'm saying, they little cousin, like nothing. Yeah, like they literally could have taken my life. And then it's just like, this happened to my brother, and I literally had to stop and get gas in an area that wasn't like, it was just a lot of activity, a lot of loud, like just a lot of commotion going on, right? And I literally felt so unsafe. Like, it was like the engines was revving real hard and people hanging out the window saying stuff. And I got so nervous, so much anxiety. I was scared. Like, I'm a black woman and I'm in a black environment and I'm scared. I'm literally like, my heart was beating. Yeah, it could be from my trauma, but I'm like, at the end of the day, I realized that my life could end in an instant over someone who may just want to take it and not see me as one of them, not see me as anything of value. My life could not matter in like a blink of an eye, you know? And that's scary to me. Like, I literally, and I hate that because I love my people. Like, I'm the type of person that, like, I want to be amongst my people. I want my kids to live amongst my people, like, and to feel proud of where they come from and be proud to be black. But you say that, and in the same instant, you can sound like a hypocrite because you scared for your life around your own people. But it's like, it's a why. Because my own people will literally draw blood, like take my life and not think shit about me. And that's the problem. That is a problem. I'm like, what do we do about it? Like, I understand that why. I understand that it's a system that created us to be so against one another, but we got to break that system too. Like, we have to. It's a system that's been created for everything that we endure as black people, but we got to break those systems. Just as we want them to break their systems and the way that they deal with us and the way that they can abuse us and handle us like police, I feel like that's a system that we're trying to go against. I feel like it should be another system that we should be tackling. And it should be the system that keeps us pitted against one another, and that system that fuels us to stay pitted against one another and looking at each other like we each other's enemy. It's like we just hate, we look at that other person that looks so much like us and we hate ourselves so much that we spew out that hate, and we do so much damage. We create so much hurt within the lives of others. That system needs to be broken, man. Like, it really does. And I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know how to do it. I don't have the answers, but I do know it's something that is serious, and it's something that we as the black community, that we need to come together in solidarity. Like, we were able to get so many other people to join our movement and come and become one with us. We need to come together as a black community in solidarity, and we need to stress to one another and get our people on board to, like, our Black lives matter to one another. Like, our Black lives matter. You my sister, you my brother, you could be my grandma, you could be my mom. Like, you could be so many people in my life that matter. Like, our lives matter. And that's just what I want our people to kind of consider and take into just think about, just simmer on. It don't have to be no dispute. We don't got to go back and forth. It's not meant to be controversial. As controversial as the topic is, I'm not bringing it to be controversial, to go in a debate of the whys and everything like that. I'm acknowledging that a problem still exists, and I'm saying that some way, somehow, we have to come together and figure out a solution, because I don't wish this type of hurt on my worst enemy, and I don't even have enemies. I can't even say that I have a genuine enemy, because I don't have that much hate in my heart to really give somebody that much power over me to say they're my enemy. But if I had one, the hurt that I feel, the hurt that my family feels, I don't wish that on that person, because it's unreal, you know, and you won't even understand it until you experience it. And I hope that nobody else has to experience it, because it's just a hurt that's not even worth feeling. So I just had to get on here and just say that. The last thing I wanted to say is that I have been notified that the guy who assaulted my brother, he is in police's custody. So I am super excited about that. But this guy was found hiding behind a furnace in somebody's upstairs attic. And my thing is this, like, you do such a bold crime, and then you turn around and you're hiding. You're so cowardly that you're hiding, trying to just save your life. Took somebody else's life, but you're hiding behind a dang on furnace, man. Hiding behind a furnace, like, that's ridiculous. That's senseless. That's ridiculous. That's selfish. That's just, man, like, I'm speechless from that. So on one side, my family is elated that, you know, this won't be a cold case, but at the same time, it's two families being affected. One, because one is about to be behind bars. One, because a life was taken that could never be replaced. It's like we got a victory. Yeah, that person was picked up there in police custody, but on the flip side of that won't even bring back our brother, a husband, a son, a father. Like, that opportunity is not here anymore, and it's hurtful. And so I just had to get on here and just speak my piece, because I've been wanting to speak, but literally I couldn't even form my thoughts for so long because they were so overwhelming. So thank you for all of your prayers. Thank you for all of your support. Please continue to donate to King Jay's Memorial Fund, just to help the family, just to at least until everything settles, the dust settles, the finances are all sorted out, that they can have a peace of mind that, hey, you know, you are being supported. It's okay. You know, like, you don't have to just worry about just trying to keep the business afloat so hard that you forgetting to, like, cry, you know, like, you gotta mask everything, you know, like, I want my family to be able to allow a little time to breathe, a little cushion to be able to breathe. And that's why I'm asking for your support, and just to keep them lifted in prayer, because they deserve that. They didn't deserve this situation. And I just I'm praying for the healing of the world. I really am. That's my prayer, to heal this wicked, vicious, vile world. So, thanks. It's like we getting all of this hate from all over, from all of these different areas. And then we give that same hate to our own people within our own community, right? And it's just so messed up, because it's like I'm seeing these protests going on as I'm mourning and grieving my brother's loss, you know, and I'm just like, man, like, we shouting loud. We're fighting